Hi friends and family, welcome to your plug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in. Thank you for setting your time aside to engage our content. Thank you for suggesting our content to your friends and to your family. If you haven't yet, please, we encourage you to continue to do that. It energizes us. It gives us the strength to want to continue with what we are doing. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that when we upload, you will be notified of new content weekly. And if you happen not to know who this guy is, nag opo haramalegani kumna nom sudo kata fasa wa shadro kata gas gingi kita nga basel kamno na tuturusa gigoblo berta batara maru mutu ko mali tsani buda komo otare mutu and as my tongue is sticking, man. And as always, friends, I'm chilling with my friend here.
Hi friends and family, welcome to you plug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in. We're always excited to be here. It's Friday night, 7 p.m. only on your channel of choice.
Yes.
And we thank you for your subscriptions. We are heading towards the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Yeah, sure.
So each and every subscription matters, and we appreciate it a lot. And thank you for engaging our content. Even those who engage our content in silence and in secret, we see you.
Private, others on WhatsApp. Those who have our personal numbers, you just send WhatsApp and say, this is what I think.
Must screenshot and put it to
I think so.
But in case you do not know who this is, I am Mac. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm a child of the Most High God, blessed and highly favored, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God, to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of darkness into the beautiful world of relationships.
Yes, we're at it, Mac. Yes, that's you. I feel you. I can feel that you are within the space you are in. I mean, the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks have been interesting. I mean, from tips in finding the one. I mean, we did that in 2 parts series, and to moving to last week's one. Why should you put yourself out there? I mean, we got some interactions then, and I think a lot of people agree with us that people should not put themselves out there. But I mean, anyway, if you have not checked that one, please check our last week's episode. I think you will have something, a thing or two there to take out for yourself, and maybe to even use that for other people. So just check it out, and we're soldiering on.
No, you are soldiering on. I'm saying you are soldiering on.
Why are you saying you?
No, I can see you, man. It's like you still have your wife here.
No, man, please. You don't have to. So guys, I am single parenting. For 2 weeks, my wife has gone for some work engagements. And I mean it's been interesting to prepare. I mean, I have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. I have to prepare them for school and all of those. One man, and I'm winning. I'm winning. I mean, this is the first time I have to do it for this long.
No, we need to check the kids to see if you are winning.
Yeah,
we can't
just
take your word for it.
That's your problem. Your lack of trust is your own problem. Hear me out. If I say I'm killing it, I'm killing it. You must just believe that. I don't want to own up to your trust issues.
You see, on that, we looked at this website that talks about 10 best pieces for relationship advice. Yeah, sure. Put together by psychologists.
Yeah.
So I'm tempted to throw in the first one, which says assume the best.
Not
should I assume
so that's
the
number
best?
one.
Yeah, that's always assume the best.
You have an interesting way of introducing the topic.
You shouldn't assume the worst.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, especially with the distance. It's just that, there should be a work that needs to be done before this work. Okay. I mean, the number one piece of advice says you should always assume the best out of each other. In all situations, whether you see them or you do not see them, you need to be able to. Don't do what you are doing now. Take a person for their word. Don't say you want to find the proof or stuff. Just take a person. Assume the best. I mean, it's always interesting that, when it comes to assumptions, I mean, those who have done deeper studies would say most of the times our assumptions are our assumptions about us
Okay.
that we tend to project to other people, you know, and we want to make them own up to that, and I think that's a fair, actually. In any relationship, I think people you should move into a relationship not from a point of lack of trust, but from a trusting space. I think that saves me. You know, I'm learning to walk into a room where there's full of people, and I trust them. I will give them opportunities to make me not trust them, but I don't assume the worst out of people. I mean, even in my case now, as you're saying, it's easy to assume. I mean, just the day before yesterday, so we have call times, you know, so that she will be able to check on myself. Yes, in the US.
Yes.
I mean the times, the time. I mean, there are 6 hours where she is 6 hours behind. So we have to find time so that she can be able to check on the kids, and the kids check on her, and I mean, and our time as well for the two of us. Day before yesterday, she missed that. So I was calling her, and I mean, I'm sitting with the kids. We are trying to get in touch with her. I mean, then she's not answering. She's not answering at the time where we said we are having an appointment. It was an appointment. She's not answering at that time. And I think she missed the one prior to that. I can't remember. But I remember this specific one because I was sitting with the kids. Then we wanted to. Then I'm phoning. Now I'm trying to think of these kids. I mean, obviously, you always worry about disappointing kids, but unfortunately, that's the reality we find ourselves in. But the temptation within that case would be, hey, she's living soft life on the other side. She's even missing appointments. Forgot about me and the kids while I'm struggling and trying to prepare these kids and stuff.
The least she could do is show up.
The least she could do is to be on the screen. Well, I mean, she's working on the other side. And when we spoke, she told me that I was in meetings, and I mean, it's a hectic schedule on the other side where she is. I mean, you get a meeting 30 minutes prior to say, you know, and you need to prepare for that meeting, you know. So, you know, you have to trust. You have to trust. I mean, talking about this thing, I'm just thinking of yesterday, Megan. So
offload, my friend.
At the fuel station, I'm meeting this guy. He greets me. I greet him back. He's an attendant, but he did not hear that I'm greeting back. So when he comes back finally to assist me, he says, why are you angry? I'm like, no, I'm not angry. You greeted me, I greeted you back. He says, oh no, I thought you were angry. I'm like, why would I be angry so early in the morning? It's still early in the morning. Why would I be angry? I'm okay. Then he says, no, maybe you have been deprived of conjugal rights wherever you come from, and you want to offload here. I'm fine. I'm okay. Then he begins to speak about his experience of his unfaithful partner of 12 years whom he had to leave. And I can even begin to think. I can imagine him every time, him being insecure every time, because his conclusion is, this relationship of mine has shown me what kind of animals are women. You know. So I'm like, unfortunately, it's sad that you are going through that, but I trust my spouse. That's the relationship of trust we've established there.
It sounds like always assuming the best is more for your sanity than it is about the other person.
It's more for your
sanity. So for you to ground yourself and not just always be
I mean, I think it's that and more. I think it should be beyond that. I think it should be beyond that, because people are created in the image of God. I have no reason not to trust any person, whether it's out of my own insecurities or whatever the situation is. Of course, it will help me to live peacefully, to trust people, but I should not just use that as a deference tactic to avoid going through particular emotions. You know, I still need to be at the place where I trust people, regardless of
Yeah, no, it's I think it's good in that. I think the place of assumption comes in a time where things are not clear.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But in times where things are clear, I don't think it's healthy just to assume the best and relegate it in order for your own sanity. And that's why I was asking the questions, because sometimes we can be in denial of what is clear and what is right before your eyes.
Sure.
So if things are not clear, if things are still hazy, it's better to and I like the introduction that they made, that a relationship is like a garden.
So this they is referring to Women's Health magazine.
Oh yes.
So that's where we are taking some of these points.
Yes. No, thank you. That that a relationship is like a garden. You don't only visit it when things are going bad, because even when things are going good, weeds are prone to grow. So to
grow with what you have cultivated.
So it's important to constantly adopt good habits that you practice in your relationship, and always assuming the best is one of them.
And I feel like whether you are a Christian or not, obviously we are speaking from a point of being Christians. That's our backdrop. But whether you are a Christian or not, I think this one will specifically will apply, and the basis will be like trusting people. You know, I know we are living in a very difficult space. It's difficult to trust people, but we still have to trust people. We still have to get over those things that challenges our trust boundaries or our trust, and so that we will continue to trust.
It's rough.
No, I mean it's hectic, but it is what it is.
There's a video that I saw of this guy on Facebook. He had I don't know if it was an orange or a lemon. It's like, this is how my first girlfriend found me. My heart was intact, and everything was together. I had love, I had compassion, I had giving, in all of that.
Sure.
Until she came, and then he started peeling this orange and showing, illustrating what this lady did to his heart, and then left it in pieces, splitting those slices apart. And he says, then came another one who looked like she was gonna put it back together again. But she chowed it and did all of those, all of those things. So it makes sense how when you say that we show up with these experiences and assume from that from that point, because the world is brutal.
I mean, just to think about it, Meg. Why do we always assume the worst from people? I mean, if you see someone taking a phone call outside, I mean, your spouse, when someone calls, and then you just see her getting up and speaking and coming back, and not even revisiting and saying who called, just continue and continue. You are like, in your mind, you'll be like, what is happening? Especially if she or he used to tell you who phoned, or just sit in front of you and speak about the call. Now you feel entitled to that knowledge, and the assumption that comes from that, half the time it's always negative. Why can't we think of thinking of buying me a car, maybe thinking of buying me a house, maybe why can't we assume the best? Because generally, I mean, in a normal relationship, people are not out there to get you. People don't intentionally sit down and plan to hurt you. So I think that's why we should give it the benefit of the doubt and not to assume always the worst, because I think normal people won't go out of their way to come and get you.
That's the thing. You sometimes don't know if you're dating a normal person or. But also we are shaped by our society and what we're exposed to. Almost always, even the things that we read on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, they shape how we think, whether we are aware of it or or not. So
sure.
when it's almost like an equation that when this happens, it's more likely to equal to that because it's not only shared by one experience, but a plethora of experiences too.
Sure.
So it's I almost want to say that it's instinct to do. I'm
It's not
saying
instinct, it's pain.
that's what I'm saying. I almost want to say it just comes like that, but it's not something that should be. It's something that can be regulated. It's something that can be that can be worked on.
It's not something that should be like our the natural instincts. It's not, sometimes we have been hurt so much that what we are doing, it's
unnatural instinct.
No. What we are so hurt so much that those pains and how we have dealt with that has become has been stored and show up as our natural instincts, but it's unhealed pain and traumas.
No, agreed.
Yeah, sure. I think we should just move on the next one. We've exhausted this one. Let's give chance to you pluggers to say their opinions about this point. Always assuming the best from your significant other. So number 2 says we should notice projections. So with what that means is we have to be aware of ourselves so much that we do not project how we feel about a person or about situations to the next person and present it as a reality. Meanwhile, it's how we feel about something. We need to be aware, and maybe even this one even challenges us to change the lingo, the language, to always say I feel like, not you are, or you have, or you have said, or whatever the case may be. I think you should what that says is I should not take how I feel and project it to the next person or present it as the true reflection of the situation or a person in front of us.
And in a scenario, what would, sorry, excuse the wind,
yeah.
But I was just saying, in a scenario, what would that look like, projection in a relationship scenario?
Oh, okay. I can't think of one specifically in per se, but let's say what would be the easiest one?
I think maybe we could go back to the what we talked about, assuming the worst with your
sure.
with your wife being away.
Yeah. I mean at that for example, at that point, because of my personal situation, because of my personal because of my personal encounters and my personal life experience, part of me was to assume that she's not honoring her commitments. And that's that's the projection I would put there. And if I was not so aware of myself, I would say, you have said you don't honor what you have said. I'm projecting what I feel, encompassed by the emotions I'm going through, to make it the reality of the situation that is at hand. It does not give an opportunity for the person to explain their side of story. That's what I'm saying. And even in many for example, let's say a person talks to you. Also, that's the next one. Let's say a person talks to you in a particular way that feels to you as disrespect, but that feels to them as a freedom of expression. They are expressing how they feel, but you are taking it as a sign of disrespect on the other side. So that's the case that you must understand that you are projecting disrespect onto this onto this discussion, on this to this, until a person clearly says that I am disrespecting you. You know, well, sometimes
Well,
disrespect
that's my
that's my intention.
intention. Yeah.
Then we can work around it. But most of the times, relationships they get messed up because people are projecting how they feel into the relationship, and part of it is projecting the hurts and the pains and the and maybe you have had a couple of relationships or even one that did not work as expected or as intended. You were hurt and you were, you know, and someone says to you, you are acting so weird, you know, and coming with that experiences, I'm likely to project that they think I'm not loyal. I'm likely to think that they are not. I'm likely to think that this person is assuming that I'm not faithful, because of all these things. So it's easy for me to project what I feel into this person and make it look like this is the reality of the situation that we are dealing with here.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. I was just thinking now how refraining from projecting gives you an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, sure.
Because when you assume this about your partner, you are basically
you conclude. You won't give even them the space to learn, as you are saying.
Yeah, you are creating them in your image and likeness, and and they don't become. They don't get to be them.
Yes, sure.
And like you said, and you're right. There are certain things that culturally I was taught is disrespect.
Yeah, sure.
But when somebody does it, I don't feel like it's disrespecting me.
Yeah, sure.
And when I do it, I don't do it with the intention of
disrespecting.
Of disrespecting. So you can already conclude that this person is disrespectful, whereas that is not, and you treat them that way and you retaliate, and that then compromises the health of your relationship, because you're engaging with a concept of this person and not necessarily
what is true.
What is true and who they are.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm even thinking of my own space. You know, where I come from. Well, at home, it's important not to address people by their names. You know, it's either say brother or sister or uncle or pastor. You know, at least with their surname.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
So where I come from, generally, apart from my friends, generally people would either call me pastor or uncle or whatever, you know, but a title.
Sure.
But I'm married into a different family altogether. In my wife's family, I mean, there are kids, small kids, they call me by my name. They say, Opa. You know, my initial, you know, because I had to learn through this and understand the cultural dynamics and the dynamics of the situation. You know, Opa, I'm like, hey man, these kids, they don't have manners. You know, I am exactly. I'm projecting disrespect onto them. You know, but they have different terms of defining what respect and disrespect is. You know, and when I'm not open up to understanding that, I will take my own cultural experience and make it sovereign over every other opinion. And I'm entering the space with that. And when someone calls me by name, I'm already defensive. I'm like, they already disrespected me from the start. So this conversation is not gonna get anywhere. You know. So we deal with that kind of respect. For me, this respect was age and stuff. You know. That's why you find couples arguing sometimes because some person is 10 years older than the other one, and then when they engage themselves, when conflict arises, and we are standing toe to toe defending our point of views, then the one who's older is likely to say the one who's younger is disrespectful. Don't talk to me like that, you know, because I'm older, you know, and that becomes that. Then you are projecting disrespect in a space where there's logic and conflict.
Sure.
You know, so I think it's important to know, to be aware of how we feel, to know that how I'm feeling, it's not because of this person, it's Probably because it's triggered, but it's not because of it. This action of this particular person serves as a trigger of what I am already going through. So if we can look deeply inside, we and sit enough with that discomfort, I think we will be able to find out why do we feel a certain way about certain stuff, and instead of just projecting that time.
No, that's good. I think I think we would like to land it here.
Yeah, sure.
For the youth pluggers to engage more and give us some of your experiences of assuming the worst in a lot of situations and how that has
And
played out.
sometimes it embarrasses to assume the worst. You will assume the worst only to find that a person has the best of intentions. They are planning something nice for you. You know. Sometimes it can be embarrassing, but that's how we learn. Yeah. I mean, even projection. What's your experience there by the area of projection and the area of assuming? We would love to learn from you, to hear your experiences, and please call many others to rally around this. We are intending to continue on this. As you can see that we were just starting. We just got carried away because there's just a lot of life experiences encompassing all these things, and sometimes we like to pause and engage those experiences and share with you, and hope that you will share your experiences with us. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for setting your time aside. From the two of us, remain plugged.
Ciao.
Ciao.